busy censuring Al Green, the Democrat who decided to speak out against Trump at his State of the Union address, Congressman Jamie Raskin stood up on the House floor today and had a brilliant speech just totally ripping apart the entire Republican argument, including what Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert did last year. Take a look at the clip.
Last night, President Trump called a U.S. Senator from Massachusetts Pocahontas, using an ethnic slur to go after her. So I assume that you really want to proceed to censure the gentleman from Texas for talking about no mandate to cut Medicaid, then certainly we're going to have to move to censure the president for using a racial and ethnic slur against a sitting United States senator. But I would prefer to stand by the tradition of free speech and even the tradition of heckling. You know, there's a fine American art of heckling. If you read the Lincoln Douglas debates, I recommend the Harold Holzer version of it because the newspapers carried all of the hecklers' comments too. And people would get up and heckle, and Lincoln would interact with them, and Douglas would interact with them.
Gentleman's recognized for additional 30.
Let's stop clutching our pearls. There's been lots of heckling over on that side of the aisle. I saw the gentlelady from Georgia heckle the last president and have a whole heckling section there. We didn't try to censure them or kick them out of Congress or anything. We actually not only say we believe in free speech, we believe in free speech.
Yeah, Congressman Raskin is exactly right. Look at the behavior of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert at last year's State of the Union. They stood up multiple times in unison to heckle Joe Biden, to interrupt Joe Biden. But you know what Democrats didn't do? They didn't kick them out of the House chamber. Maybe they should have, given Republicans' actions regarding Al Green. They did not censure Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert. And here, this year, what happened? Republicans immediately decided to censure Al Green for trying to protect his constituents' Medicaid. I mean, really, that is what is at issue. Republicans want to say, well, he interrupted, he broke House decorum. No. Al Green pointed out that Donald Trump wants to rip away Medicaid from millions of Americans, including his constituents in Texas. And I guess that was just too much for the president and the Republican Party to handle. So good on Jamie Raskin. Very well said. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest in news and politics, make sure give this video a like, give me a follow. Appreciate it. I'll see you next time.
MAGA Republicans are so pissed off at the fact that Democrats hurt their feelings last night during Donald Trump's speech. Take a listen to Trump's White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, throwing a temper tantrum this morning.
The behavior of Democrats last night was completely disgraceful and demonstrated how severely out of touch they are with the American public. It was the most shameful moment in the history of presidential addresses in that beautiful chamber.
Hey, Carolyn, yeah, on the topic of being disrespectful and disgraceful, does this photo ring a bell for you right here? MAGA are such free speech phonies. They act like they're champions of free speech, but whenever they get their feelings hurt because their policies are so unpopular with Americans, suddenly free speech is out the window. Well, I don't care what MAGA says. I'm going to continue using my free speech, and I'm going to say, Caroline Leavitt, you are the worst White House press secretary of all time. Of all time. You're the worst. You're terrible for this.
Republicans are on the run with respect to the economy. Not a single bill, not a single executive order, and not a single administrative action has been put forth by Donald Trump or House Republicans to improve the economic circumstances of the American people.
So are you saying that you believe that the resolution was to distract from?
Everything they do is a big, massive distraction. House Democrats, we're going to continue to focus on the issues that matter to the American people. That's why every single House Democrat voted against the reckless Republican budget. We're standing on the side of Medicaid and the American people. Republicans are standing on the side of their billionaire puppet masters, like Elon Musk.
I think that people lose context for who Al Green is. Al Green is an older black man who is steeped in the civil rights movement, right? And so, you know, we are coming up on the 60th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. They are going to commemorate that at the Edmund Pettus Bridge this Sunday. And so for somebody who grew up and saw people be bloodied and bludgeoned, knowing that that's what moved the needle forward, there were a lot of people that were putting dogs on them, they were putting hoses on them, yet from the outside actions, they were able to get change on the inside. And I think what you saw is someone who's like, we made so much progress. I'm not going to sit here on a privileged perch and just say that it's okay. Not to mention just the history of the district that he represents. I think that you saw him representing in the way that he felt like he should represent for his district. And I applaud anybody who's tapped into representing however they feel like it makes sense for their district. And I don't think that he's going to be punished or harmed when it comes time for him to go home.
Al Green was a Democratic representative who stood up during the Joint Chamber of Congress meeting and yelled out in defense of Medicaid. And he refused to sit down, and it was seen as a formal protest during the State of the Union. Because he did that, he was forcibly removed from the State of the Union by a sergeant. And it was put to a vote whether he should be punished for it. All the Republicans voted for that censure, and most Democrats didn't vote to punish him, but 10 did. Here are those 10. Amy Berra, Ed Case, Jim Costa, Laura Gilleen, Jim Hines, Chrissy Hulahan, Marcy Kaptur, Jara Maskowitz, Mary Gluckenkamp, Tom Suozzi. They all voted for that censure. And all the censure is, it's just a firm slap of the wrist. It's just a very strong disapproval of whatever that action was. So yeah, there's that.
They censured Al Green. They punished the black representative, telling a liar that he doesn't have a mandate to do what he wants to do. 10 Democrats agreed with the Republican majority to punish Al Green for doing nothing wrong, except standing up for his constituent, being a voice for his constituent. Here are their names. Lauren Boebert, MTG Marjorie, can stand up and yell in Biden's face and not be censured. But the black man does it, and it's not okay? Okay. I see y'all. I'm not mad at the Republicans. I'm pissed at the Democrats. I don't care how you feel about politics. You want to be respectable, you want to show decorum, you do that. Don't go and punish those who don't. You all should be working together. You don't have time to dissent. If you're going to side with tyrannical government party, you go do that. Become Republicans. This is not the time to be fighting against each other. Get on one accord, or you will lose every single time. You centrist Democrats that want to show decorum, you're making things harder. Get out of the way. Today, Al Green's a hero, and we all should be calling him one. You're not crazy.
Now that they've censured Al Green, this is what I would do if I were on the left in Congress. First of all, these people need to be amping up their social media presence pronto, years ago. And while they're doing that, I would use every opportunity possible to lift Al Green's voice, to get his message out there and what he was protesting, what he was saying, because the Trump administration is basically trying to silence him. They're trying to condemn him publicly. So if I want to show unity on the left and get ahead of all the rhetoric that they are pushing about everyone on the left besides just Al Green, I would be speaking as much as possible, as loudly as possible, and with as many people on the left as possible. There are so many people on the left that we never even hear from, that we don't even know their name. They need to be creating an alliance with themselves and their constituents. We should all be calling our representatives and making sure that they are supporting Al Green. Tell them that this censure is a clear indication that free speech is under attack. It is time for us to get comfortable making these calls and let them know that whether they like it or not, they're representing us and we are watching.
I'm so pissed that I've re-recorded this like 4 times. I know the reason why they're going to say when they're interviewed, why did you vote against your own Democrat for the censure? They're going to use the bullshit excuse that they did it because they don't believe that either party should be doing that to a president or in that kind of session. And I'm here to say that it is absolute bullshit if we cannot see the difference between what Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert have done in the past and other Republicans have done in the past versus what Al Green was doing. He was literally standing up saying, you do not have a mandate to cancel Medicaid and Medicare. He's standing up for people. While those people on the other side are not standing up for people, they're standing up for themselves. And guess what? They work for us. We, the people. What are we going to start doing to stand up?
To censure Representative Al Green. And 10 Democrats we have here voted also to censure Al Green. And they are Reps Amy Barra and Jim Costa, both of California, Ed Case of Hawaii, Laura Gillen and Tom Suzy of both of New York, Jim Himes of Connecticut, Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania, Marcy Kaptur of Ohio, Jared Moskowitz, that's surprising, of Florida, and Marie Glusenkamp Perez of Washington State. If they're any of your reps, give them a call. If you're happy with this, I don't get it. We need to stand together, not with the Republicans. This is not what we voted for. It's not what I voted for. This is embarrassing. Shame on them.
All right, let's talk about the absolute hypocrisy in Congress right now. Representative Green just got censored for simply shouting in support of democracy during Trump's speech to Congress. Meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert have been heckling and disrupting these speeches for years. And guess what? No punishment. Remember in 2022 when Boebert straight up booed Biden while he was talking about his late son? Or last year when Marjorie Taylor Greene yelled insults at him while wearing a MAGA dress? Nothing happened to them. But Green, a Democrat, shouts in favor of democracy, and suddenly the Republicans are clutching their pearls, demanding consequences. This isn't about decorum. This is about power. And it's about who gets to speak up and who gets silenced. Republicans are fine with outbursts as long as they're the people doing it. But the second a Democrat, especially a black Democrat, expresses passion for democracy, immediate punishment.
Their actions have consequences. Congress just censured Congressman Green, and here's how that went.
House will come to order. House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured, that Representative Al Green forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and that Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. The House will come to order. The House will come to order. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the House will stand in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
So what is censure anyway? Well, it's a formal reprimand by the House for violating its code of conduct. Basically, it's just publicly saying that the House disapproves of what he did, but it doesn't take anything away from him. He'll still maintain all of his privileges. Hope that helps. I'm Lena, your news anchor bestie, and you can follow me if you care about this stuff.
Republicans are playing political and partisan games with their censure resolutions because they are on the run. Republicans are on the run with respect to the economy. Donald Trump consistently promised that grocery prices were going to be lowered on day one. But costs aren't going down, they're going up. The stock market isn't going up, it's going down. Inflation is up. And Donald Trump and House Republicans are crashing the American economy in real time.
Credits to all the original creators, and thanks to those that stitched this off for us to be able to see it and add our comment to it. Welcome to Inside the Daily Gist. Thanks to all my return subscriber. February 8th, 2025. Do you all remember when former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said this?
Rules for thee, but not for me.
Rule for thee, and not for me. That was former Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy. Yes, he said it all loud then. Now the GOP are playing in all loud. That's why people went on social media, because people are paying attention now. And they felt betrayed that 10 Democrats voted alongside with the GOP. And they are asking the questions that where were these GOP when Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene disrespected former President Joe Biden? That where were these 10 Democrats that voted alongside with the GOP? Where were they when Boebert disrespected former President Joe Biden? Indeed, rule for thee and not for me. What do you guys think? Let's continue the conversation down there in the comment section. People felt betrayed that Democrats can stood so low to vote alongside with the Republicans, while Republicans cannot even discipline their own members. You see, rule for thee and not for me. I will catch up with you guys later. Thank you so much, my return subscribers. What's your thought? Comment section. Bye for now.